In this case, government didn't fix our strike quickly, didn't implement our CBA. They want to blame the victim. It's like telling somebody
blaming the victim.
You go to sleep because of a short dress. It is wrong. You can't blame doctors for abandoning patients when you don't pay them their salaries.
Exactly.
You don't pay their loans. You don't pay their salaries.
I do not disagree with the strike. Yeah. It's totally warranted for us to go on that strike that we went to, and even future strikes.
And we continue striking.
And yes. Daktari, a quick one. Kama kawaida, we are back. This is season 2 ongoing. Na kama ibada, we always promising and we always delivering. We bring the creme de la creme of the medical field at the best. And today, based on the issues that are ongoing, based on what's happening around the country, to doctors, to the healthcare system, we've brought one of the leaders, opinion leaders, doctor leaders in the field. Dr. Miskella.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. This is Daktari, a quick one. I don't know if you're a fan. I'm at 1 hour online.
Yeah, I've seen the videos on YouTube and interesting conversations, I have to say.
Yeah. We try. Now today it's you. Been looking for you.
Yeah. I'm glad you've been patient with me. I had taken a break after a very, very long strike and all those stuff. So I had taken a break. Also, I had some health issues I was dealing with. But I'm glad that finally I'm back and we've made it. I'm just been a very, very interesting period. Just pushing everything away, and mental health is something key to all of us. And I think that the sooner we realize that you're all human beings and you all need a break at sometimes. Yeah, so for me, I'm coming back fresher. You can all see I'm good to go.
So you had taken a break. I realized your social media wasn't as active as it was before.
Yeah.
Kumekula pause.
Yeah, sometimes let me tell you something that social media is a good thing and a bad thing. And very many times people have really gone through a dark place because of social media. And during the strike, you are out there, you're a hero, you have this popular, you have tens and hundreds of followers.
You're gaining followers.
Then sooner or later the strike ends and people are having their own versions of how they wanted the strike to end. Some people were not even there in the negotiations. The allegations come over of being bribed, throwing people under the bus.
Kula pause. We'll come to the strike. We'll come to the strike later.
Basically about the social media thing, that Twitter or X, Facebook is a real place. People who speak to you over there are folks that have never met you.
They don't know you personally.
The lady who insulted me so much, then one day, by chance, I found her on a mutual WhatsApp group. So the name she was using on Twitter is the name she put on WhatsApp. So I saw that name, it's a very unique name. So I took the number, then inboxed her that, is this one so? She was like, wow, how do you get my number? And she was so apologetic, like, no, I didn't mean to do it, dog. Something like that. X. It's just for the sake of my own peace. Let me take a pause. I can't be that it is my phone, my data bundles, my eyes hurting me. No, if you insult me and I don't listen.
Unajipeleka mwenyewe.
Yes. If you insult me and I don't see it won't hurt. So you're just talking to type me and wasting your bundles. So that's what I say, that until the issues around the strike are concluded, let me take a pause, because we still have very, very pertinent issues around, like the internship things.
Exactly.
These are not just about numbers. There are human beings behind those numbers. And you remember the other day we lost Dr. Desiree. There's a real human being lost. There's a family mourning. So some of these issues are so complex that you might want to downplay them, but you can't. So yes, I've been on a break because I was just letting the enemies have
you gelled? Have you healed? From the insults.
I won't lie to you.
Kwanza, before you even tell me, what about some of the insults? I know.
Oh yes, someone told me to unfat. Guys, I'm in the gym. I don't know how you insult me like after I grow thin.
Yeah, you should be like me. Target this body.
But if we are to be all thin, you know how boring the world will be.
How will you know that someone else is fat? How
no, yes, exactly. Imagine if all animals were like giraffes, who would eat the grass then?
True.
Yeah, so I think some guy said, one doctor told me that she saw me carrying $6 million. I'm like, if we had $1 million, I wouldn't fit even $6 million and we're counting it in a bank. So some of the things that we had were really hurtful, and especially for some of us who are really keen on preserving our names, so I put our lives on the lines, careers on the lines. It was hurtful, but that's the price you pay for leadership. There's a quote that says that the head that wears the crown also bears the weight.
Okay, so you have the crown, you have to bear the weight.
Yes, I'm
and the
complaining.
weight comes with the responsibility.
A lot.
People are emotional, especially Kenyans. When things don't go our way, we will blame the person representing us.
And even doctors.
Yeah.
Doctors, rather than a show for doctors, doctors are also very, very, very emotional. And sometimes some of them can be very, very mean. Do you know why? Because these are very, very smart people. These are people who believe that 1 + 1 is 2. They know that when you work hard, you go to a good high school.
Yes.
When you go to a good high school, you work hard, get a medicine. Medicine can get that. So they believe in matter of facts. 1 + 1 is 2. But then outside in this life, 1 + 1 can be 2, can be 3, can be 11.
Yeah.
You get that? There's so much politics around life. And that's why you see the mental issues. Doctors are really paying the highest price among professionals. Why? Because it takes that disappointment that 1 + 1 cannot just be 2 hits them very, very hard. And then they spend a lot of time, maybe you can get around 26, 27. The only thing you know is medicine.
Yes.
You have not learned any politics of life. Nothing ends in between. So that's why you judge each other. You judge yourself so harshly, and then you judge the next person again also very harshly. And that's the price that sometimes it takes to lead
I think that has been the case for a long time, especially in the medical field. But I think the Gen Z millennial doctors are beginning to maybe change that a bit. Because I remember even at our time when we were in medical school, anybody who would run for a political post in campus, I was among people who were in politics. You would run, and the school, the dean would follow you up and even discontinue, just intentionally fail you, so that you leave politics. But then you come out here, and that's the most important thing. Even at work, you need to know how to relate with people. But
you must, doctors must learn how to engage in the politics of healthcare. How did we end up even getting involved? People are arguing about the evolution of healthcare. Doctors are on TV arguing about when does life begin. Science upon science upon science. Teachers were fighting back. Police were given 2 commissions that they don't need. Us, we are busy showing how smart we are. Today, I have to tell Kenyan doctors, nobody cares about your airplane. Nobody cares about that medicine.
That's the bitter truth.
No, sometimes people think that because you're a doctor, people care. Nobody cares. You are only on your own, even at your home family level. Nobody cares about you. I know it's probably your mother and father because you send them that money. Nobody else cares. We must fight our battles. If you think you're going to tell people Kenyans a pity story about 100,000 is not enough for an intern, only 3% of Kenyans earn 100K and above. So if you go telling them 100K kidogo, they'll be like, entitled doctors. In life, there are those who used to be in school from national school who are also very bitter with you. But they're very happy that you are suffering because they say finally you have a C students employing A students. When I say here all the time.
Exactly.
The only time this country will celebrate you is the day you get an airplane on a TV. The next day you're on your own.
You're inaishia hapo.
You're on your own. So please, that thing you normally think of as doctors that you want to say like somebody owes you. We only have us. You see how they treat us, the counties. Because some MCA, I look at these young doctors being paid to 50,000. He's a primary school teacher retired, and I respect teachers for that matter. Even the promotions, some old retired teacher on a farmer on a county public service board won't see why you need to be promoted because anaona kwamba yeye ni mtu mdogo.
When ufai kuona and
a senior high school.
I remember there was that argument during the CBA negotiation that lecturers, we are teaching them and they are earning more than when they become interns.
But nobody stopped them from being doctors. If you feel like we're earning a lot, don't pull me down. Just work hard
or
and be a doctor.
Go to medical school.
Yeah, the schools are still open, man. So don't apologize for being a doctor, but also don't feel entitled for being a doctor. And don't expect anybody to fight your battles.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But we have the union. The union is supposed to fight the battles on our behalf.
Perfect. But what's the union?
Union is us.
Thank you.
Okay. Before we get to these union matters, there's we really don't know much about you as a person. Because I knew you were the union rep, but I got to start, engaging a lot with you on social media during the strike. That's when Miskella came up. What's your first name?
Correction. The Miskella.
The Miskella. Oh, it's just one.
The one of one.
The only one.
Yes. Google. When you Google, you only find me. One of one.
Proudly, I'm also the only Nyadimu.
Thanks. Make the two of us.
So, Miskella, what is your first name, baby?
Dennis.
Oh, you're Deno.
Yes, Dennis. Dennis the Menace. That's how I used to call myself. Growing up, there used to be this cartoon on the Sunday Nation about Dennis the Menace.
Yeah. So that was like you.
yeah, but yeah, who am I? Dennis Miskellah is a 37-year-old gynecologist by profession. Grew up in Kisumu in some small, tiny village school where I was a village hero. You know,
I saw a post you posted. What was it about village things? Do I remember it? No, tell us.
Yeah. So yes,
what was your heroics in the village?
The village, you know, that I was always a star performance. I was my own competition. I was number one in the local place.
Okay.
I went to Miranda High School after that. The Miranda High School. Yeah, where we still did our thing. And of course, as usual, back in the day, I had dreams of being a pilot. Every kid dreamed of being a pilot.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Then you get your airplane, and then your dad. I'm a child of teachers, both teachers. So my dad told me that no, with this airplane, go do medicine. So I went and revised my courses and found myself in Millennium Hall, University, and that's why I did my medicine.
You know, there's this thing, and we're talking about it with some guests in the past about how most of us get into medicine.
Yeah.
And that is the story almost in 90% of the doctors.
Do you know why? Because we live in a country where education is the ultimate equalizer. Some of us will not be here. Kama si masomo.
Exactly. Kama si your A.
Yes, your A. That's why you also have to be very, very angry when you see the president messing up with the university funding model. But it's true for another day. For now, is that we also didn't have mentors. Personally, the first time I ever saw a doctor in my life was when I was in university and well. Otherwise, I grew up being seen by local nurses and dispensaries, clinical officers, and all that.
And we thought they were doctors.
Yes, and so there was no much mentorship around. You have no dreams. Even when you say you have to be a pilot, you are not a pilot, just be plain. Yeah. When you say you have to be a doctor, which dentist, what do you mean? As in, we never had those real.
Yeah, I remember I talked to Dr. Vitalis. I don't know if you know the dentist in Kisumu, and he told me a quote that this was a classmate.
Yes,
he was a classmate.
Yes.
That time I used to do blogging, and I interviewed him, and he told me a quote that I always remember: "You cannot be what you've never seen."
Yes.
Yeah. So he was doing this mentorship program. Yeah.
It was so hard. It was so hard just knowing what it entails to be a doctor, and that's what most people don't know. That you find yourself in medicine because that airplane, you are told that's the only career now employing and all that. Then you get it, then the money is not there. You are so frustrated now with the devolution. There's no job now.
Exactly.
So you see, I say I sacrifice, that wasn't worth it. Then the biggest thing that the course is like 7 years. By the time you are right into it, you can't even go back. You see your age mates or your classmates are all graduated.
Exactly.
Their lives are going on.
Like 3 years before you.
There's an intern the other day who told me that she feels so bad. She's 28 and all her classmates are married with children. Yeah, at internship hajaanza bado. So yes, so that's how I found myself doing medicine. Then I did my internship in Kiambu. After Kiambu, then I went to Embu County. From Embu, I came back for my master's in OBGY in UN. And the union have been around. The union as long as the union has existed. Because in third year medical school, when union was being formed.
Third year, this is which year?
Around 2010.
2010.
Yes. When the union was being formed, we didn't have enough doctors. Because the union was formed by very young doctors. Some are still in school. So we'll be called to fill in the numbers. Yes, we'll go for the manuals and the medical students to fill in the numbers. And my dad is a choir master in church. So I grew up in a musical family.
Is it an SDA church?
Catholic. Yeah, so I used to be, in fact, the Miskella was named after I was a Catholic priest, some Irish priest. May he rest in peace. So I used to be the choir master. I was always leading the songs. Even right now, I'm sure you saw me singing.
Yeah, we've seen you singing, and those were some of the insults you were getting.
Golden voice. I'm going to open a band, by the way. Miskellah boys band.
Which will make a killing.
Trust me.
So will you open with Davji and...
Davji cannot sing.
But we saw you singing some broken Swahili.
I was covering. Davji cannot sing. Forget about Davji. Yeah, so yes, I was a union choir master. And when I became an intern...
This is back in 2010.
Yes. So we sang through, we did the Lipakama Peremende strike in 2011.
Lipakama Tenda.
Tenda was 2017.
Oh, there was Lipakama Peremende.
Actually, it's called Peremende movement because when we went to complain about the peanuts they were paying us, the Anyang Nyongo then said that he wanna lilia Peremende. So we call it a parliamentary movement.
Okay.
So
Nyong'o was the minister at the time.
Yeah, so that's the point that we even changed salaries from 38k to the amounts we earn, almost 100k plus for AMOs. Then I became hospital rep as an intern in Kiambu. Then when I went to Embu, I became the chairman for Upper Eastern Branch. Then when I came back for my master's, I joined the executive council as an executive member. Then 2017 after the strike, Oluga left and Mwachonda, his deputy, became the acting SG. And I became the acting deputy SG.
Okay.
Then in May 2021, now we had an election that now I became a substantive deputy to DAFG. So that was my journey through the union.
Through med school and the union and so far. But let me take you back now that you brought up this union issue. You said you were there when it was beginning.
Formative stages,
this is 2010.
Yes.
2010 is when we were inaugurating the constitution.
Yes.
But so we were not there before health was devolved. There was no union.
No. What happened about the how the constitution came about is that we had representation, doctors, but it was there's still no substantive union then. Whether the people who are forming this thing are very young people.
Doctors,
there's young. Yes, we are very young. Guys, just after internship and all that.
So the fact that we even had medical students.
Yes. So guys are called to Naivasha. But that process was so complicated because the that there was Raila and the bombers, Kibaki with the Kilifi draft, Wako draft, Naivasha draft. So how we got messed up is that in Naivasha, when they said there are too many commissions, because they had to reduce some of them. That's when they reduced, they removed the Health Service Commission.
Oh, it was there before.
It was there. It was all along. It was there. But now we didn't have that voice
to say
to champion for the doctors. That's how
so
teachers,
the doctors didn't attend, or there were few.
The doctors were there, but I don't think people really.
Or people didn't really,
we don't know the politics of health. I can't take it against the people back then. Dr. Chitai, there was a lady. The name escapes me, but they went there. But remember that in a bunch of 200 plus politicians, MPs, people want to be governors, they want something to hold on to, The games were too many. That's why even up now, Kenyans have not enjoyed the ultimate fruit of that 2010 constitution. Because some things were put there, because others wanted this process to end. Raila was leaving something that, watch Ishe Basi. Others were safeguarding. Some of them said that people who are dead by now. Yet they put Kenya through so much mess that we are now carrying that burden right now. Yet they're gone. Sometimes when you make the law, you must think about beyond you. Yes. And that's why it's the right time to change a few things. As a KMPDU, keep on saying we must demand for a health service commission,
which we've been demanding for a long time.
We even went for a strike in 2013 for it. But it will never happen without us pushing harder. Why? Because there are people who benefit from that evolution of healthcare. Governors are just chewing money. Yes, because we ask them a question that how does my salary? Because remember that every doctor in this country, nurse, clinical officers, their salaries don't come from the market collections in the county. The salaries come from the exchequer here in Nairobi. So why should the money come from Nairobi through his pocket to my pocket?
Why not pay directly?
Unless somebody has ghosts in the payroll that they're earning money for.
Which are there?
Yes. So they have advisors who are being paid as doctors because of the allowances that doctors earn. And then the part of bribes, if you have to be employed, you have to bribe, or somebody has to employ their own people. You get that? We told them that if you did have ghosts and all those HR things, you just cool up and say,
My opinion has always been that on this devolution of health, that let the counties have the infrastructure.
Yes.
But let the human resource, let it be national.
Do you know how hard it is even just argue with some of those retirees about why a consultant needs to be promoted or why an intern needs to be facilitated? They don't understand because they have never been. Imagine the other day in Muranga that they're interviewing doctors for a job. Dude, you're a farmer. And I respect farmers. But you know nothing. If I passed all the exams, all the 7 years in school, I'm not a doctor, internship in the Peter. Then you have to interview. What are you interviewing? On the dose of penicillin, not diclofenac. Are you crazy?
I usually say in my clinics that me patient, if you're not a doctor, where's in Nishinda knowledge? You know, those patients who've gone and Googled and they come, you're not going to beat me.
It's not easy, the things we're going through.
So what's the hold up now we're into union matters? What's the hold up on this health commission?
The biggest challenge in the health commission, we have dishonest politicians. In the BBI 1,
It was there.
It was there. BBI 2, the governors blackmailed Kina Raila that if you put it there, we are going to revolt against the BBI. It's just selfishness. Selfishness, there's nothing else. Because those governors, they know very well that they cannot manage healthcare. They tell you that your salary will be paid because there's no money. They tell you that they pay on the payroll budget, 70% of that money they get from national is for paying salaries. We tell them that this salary thing is a big problem. Surrender it.
Yeah, take it back to MOH.
The only strikes you deal with every day is healthcare workers striking about the issues. Take it back. Why are you holding to something that's giving you stress? But
is it stress really?
No, they are gravity, bro.
They are making money from it.
So that is honesty. Number 2 is lack of leadership in this country. And this is I really want to challenge the president. When we met President Ruto before elections in his manifesto and all chat and plan with healthcare workers, and even if you read the order manifesto, he says, I have acknowledged the problems that you guys have gone through. I'll be a neutral arbiter on the issues and go along with a long-lasting problem to sort out the health challenges. Then what does he do? Gives us this KHRAC, a toothless thing that has office hawana, no physical building. They operate from Nani's office in Strathmore, the chairman's office. At office hawana budget.
This is what Chirac.
In a human resources for health advisory council. Zero, no support. Yeah, so it's been really frustrating. But yes.
So wait, you said you met with the president before the election.
Yes.
As a union.
As healthcare workers.
As healthcare workers.
So he was doing those economic fora. So we met with him at Catholic University as unions. Yeah.
And you believed him?
Trust me. I believe everybody. I believe everybody until you give me a reason not to believe you.
But now, okay, speaking of lack of leadership, we are the ones who put these people there. Yeah, we're the ones who put these people there. I mean, President Ruto has always been somebody with a smooth tongue that just says, stay there in 6 months' time. Like, he's always been a conniving lie. So, when we elect you guys as union reps, we believe that you have that insight that you can be able to decipher some of these people and see that this guy has a history of lying. Why should I believe him now?
But remember that as a union, we met Ruto, we met Raila. We were meeting all candidates and telling them our issues. Remember that unions don't elect presidents. Kenyans do. Kenyans do. And so for us, when we were meeting him and giving those chatters, it was purely from a point of view that to compare issues zetu. When you get there, remember us. Kumbuka hii maneno. Same we told Raila, the same thing. Kenyans in their wisdom or lack of it, one day we'll get to know.
Lack of.
Chose President Ruto. And now it's him whom we have to hold accountable. And that's why even the other day when we met him, we told him that can we have a task force to investigate the issues around HRH? And I'm glad that he kept his word. And then I can tell you for free that I'm hoping that task force will be able to unearth some of the issues that have been bedeviling human resources for healthcare in this country.
So there's a task force that was formed.
Yes.
When you guys met the president.
Yeah, in one of the demands when we had a strike.
This was just it was like a day before the strike ended.
No, what happened? In fact, let's just talk about the strike probably.
Yeah, let's go into that very contentious strike. Let me first of all give you from my point of view.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
sips water.
Sips a glass of water. So we were at this point where interns have not been posted. It was going to almost a year at that time. Interns have not been posted. Guys are complaining. Guys are under stress. And we start these marches by the union, organized by the union. We're going, to the MOH asking, why are you not being posted? Then the police came, and accidentally, Davji was hit by a canister.
I could say not so accidentally, but I'll
okay, so Davji was hit.
Yeah.
Maybe targeted.
Yes.
We don't know.
It was targeted.
It was targeted.
And I'll explain why.
Okay. Hit by a canister. Then from there, remember at this time, the only issue was interns have not been posted. Then we get that incident and the union immediately calls for a strike. We go on strike. The strike lasted how long? 56 days. And then after 56 days, the issues are worse. Now, the issue is no longer posting of interns. The issue is that the intern salary is a lot. The issue is that now we want to cut down, to reduce the intern salary to 70 Gs from the normal that was CBA rate. So from my point of view and from the perspective of other people, this was a strike that actually negated what was there before. Because we went there with one issue, came out with worse issues. Now interns have been posted. There was a strike, there were negotiations. You guys went to MOH and had all that, met the president. Still interns are not being paid. Dr. Mora is now late. Maybe that's one of the issues. So now you give me your perspective.
Today, if not for anything, I want just to capture what I'm going to say next and let the audience understand. People have never understood what happened in this strike. But I'll give a nice history because I know that we have also younger colleagues. The first strike we ever had as KMPDU was about increasing salaries because we were earning like 38 Gs.
Yeah.
The next strike we had was about fighting for HSC. So, then in 2013, under Sultani Matendechero, CBA was signed by government with PS Macboard, the accounting officer. And when we wanted them to implement it, they refused. They disowned it. They said that Macboard was a stranger. Waliruka futi singapi. You get that? So when we were going for a strike in 2016-2017, it was about them implementing that CBA.
So it was going back. The 2017 strike was
about the CBA terms, the 2013 CBA that had not been implemented, which was to make an intern to earn 357,000 shillings.
That was the 2013.
Yes. Government disowned it. Okasema, no way. We went for strike for 100 days.
Lipa kama 10.
Yes. And after the strike ended, that is when a new CBA was negotiated and signed. After the strike ended.
After?
Yes. It is that strike that can look at jailed at one point. It's that strike where now government said that they can't pay 357, they'll pay 206. The 206 was a figure from government themselves. Then also they gave us the increase in the basic salary in that CBA. The issue around the cold rooms, schools, and all those things, yes. Then come 2019, 2020, we started saying that, hey, why are you not implementing the basic salary component?
It wasn't increased.
Also, after that strike came around 2016, the internship policy. Where previously, even during our times, you have no, it was worse. We used to demonstrate for us to be posted for internship. It was so bad that every year February
to be posted for internship. Not for
other doctor, but this was internship absorption. So in around 2016 we made the policy, internship policy, and for a long time there's some peace now. Unamaliza, they know that February mnaanza internship before hivyo. Then
wait, kitambo hii mambo ya balloting and all ilikuwa
ukimaliza December you ballot, your center, you go chill. If February mnaweza kupiga kelele, March unapewa barua, April mnaweza internship. But still there was chaos. But now when the policy came, the policy was so clear that ukimaliza balloting in automatic tu mnatumwa tu. And there was peace. But now in 2019 after the strike, what we lost was the absorption of the internship. Kitambo ulikuwa maliza internship hivi kama unarudisha nini logbook KMPDC license unaenda MOH unatumwa. So we lost that one, that absorption. Then now we sued government for not implementing the CBA on the basic salary arrears. Then they caused kesi tukashinda hiyo kesi. Wakambiwa implement.
This is 2019.
2021 now.
2021.
Tumeshinda kesi sasa. Then bado haku implement. Wakasema wao as much as they know washalipa. Wakambiwa then do the math and prove to the court that you have implemented. So in 2022 when Nakumicha came in December, they come in September, August, September. So Nakumicha had a meeting with us in December with Kinasakaja, COG, all that. Waka sign, Kuma will pay your money and this is how we're gonna do it. There was a matrix. and tukaamua kupiga hesabu the end of 2023 tukapiga hesabu pesa Kenya mtu anakuwa owed. But in our head, these guys will never give us this money unless we strike. And the SDC, the delegates conference, already told us that to find strike July this year.
Oh, that was
planned.
Planned.
They're going to strike in July. We're already mobilizing. We're already going like to 10 counties. Then now this internship thing comes that interns are supposed to,
yeah.
Of course, the previous year we also had to really make noise in the post.
I remember.
But the difference with this time round, that normally when we make noise, interns are posted. Then when I live on Badai.
That happened last year. Yeah.
But that a lot, there's some gross mistake that they did. And we told them, whatever you have done.
The current lot or the
last year.
The last year lot.
Yes.
The 2023. The ones who were posted, then they went for like some months, they had to go on strike.
Yes. Them payment delayed. And we told them that by they made so much noise, they demoed, nini. So we told them that you will not pay for this mistake, but with the next lot are going to pay. Because from their government, so never to post without a budget. That is what began the problem. You get that? Previously, ilikuwa that they'll
post without a budget.
Then 3-4 months mnalipwa. But when those guys made noise, the ministry school that will never post again without a budget. So this time around, when we went kawaida to make noise for posting without a budget, government said no. Also, another thing also happened at the ministry that also caused trouble. There was an infighting between the two state departments, the two PSS, medical services and public health. The last year's budget, when it was being made now company for this current lot, both PSS did not factor in the internship money.
So they didn't put it in the budget.
Yes, it was there. Then it was removed under training government and / training budget. So internship money was taken away. So there was no money because nobody was being responsible. People are too busy fighting over tenders and controlling who controls which department. Okay, that. So then we started demonstrating and all that, and then we were told that February. No, before the demo, we started having meetings with them. They said February February passes like, hey. Bad. So in March we started getting agitated. Then you go on the street, then Dabji gets shot. And I said that was an accident because the policeman told us to our face that they've been told to take you out. Unatusumbua. And Dabji said, we have a
this is
permit.
Before the demo.
During the demo,
during
yes, the commander just told us that
take you out.
Yes, that you don't go to town. But the mama hapa imweje wacha ibaki hapa. Kasema we are going to see town COG. Kasema sawa. That's how he was shot at, and we were like, okay. On a normal day before goes to a strike, we prepare our members, we tell them to save and all that. But when he got the point that they will not only not post the interns, but go ahead and almost kill the SG, something had to be done. Unions are not here to beg. So we're not going to sit back and watch our people, our leader being maimed or killed. So yeah, we mobilized, and I thank my members because they did something very honorable. Without even saving or anything on their pockets, they left work. And we said that now that we are on a strike, and not a strike because Miskella called for a strike, that was not wrong, because the National Advisory Council sat down, debated, and said we go for a strike, and put 19 issues they wanted addressed, internship included. So we were going for a strike for the interns. That strike was about even doctors, because also another thing that
issues.
You can't get doctors out of work for nothing. Trust me, I know doctors pretty well. And when I'm talking to interns, you have to tell them what is it for me. Then they have 3.5 billion they are owed inside there.
The issues of registrars,
medical cover, registrars, all those things were there. And then the strike began. And of course, the fact that the doctors had not been prepared adequately, some of them began struggling financially. Counties stopped paying them. Counties stopped remitting money to the unions. All those the government was doing just to frustrate us. Then, of course, the court process a scheme. Then the court said that the strike was illegal. Let's call it off. Blah blah blah.
But that happens in all strikes.
All strikes, and we kept on we ignored all of those contempts. But then a point came where we were not moving forward in any conversation with government. Number two, Ruto, the president, he told us that call off the strike. Then come we talk about this internship issue. I cannot talk to people who are in contempt of court. Makes no sense.
But he's always in contact
Three.
with God himself.
3 is that doctors were trooping back to work because some of them were already being threatened.
Some counties.
Registrars are being told that they're going to be made to repeat. And now the only sticking issue here was just the internship issue because government was on a PR mode that to make Balina clear to accept the internship.
Which wasn't true.
Of course, it was a lie. Yeah. So we look at this point that look here, if these counties fire all these doctors and are already in contempt, we cannot go to court to fight for the reinstatement because the court said you are fired because you disobeyed the court order. There's something that you cannot go for justice with dirty hands. So if you are in contempt, you cannot go for the same court.
So how come the strike was illegal?
That's the judge and the court.
But as the union,
the judge simply said that, but the judge didn't say that the strike was illegal. The judge said that call off the strike and continue talking,
negotiating.
You get that?
But you had been negotiating before. You had been talking.
We had. I told the judge as much, but the judge said call off the strike and then pursue everything you want.
Talking of pursuing everything, most of us are not privileged to be part of the negotiating teams because we have you guys. How do these negotiations go to the extent that because we don't like to go on strike, we don't enjoy it, but strike is usually say is the last
negotiating is not easy.
So what happened?
Because I remember the first time we meet government, they come with the state machinery. The first meeting they had the police band, the what just to scare you.
The police band.
Yes, preparing the president's MCs there, and the red carpets. They try to just intimidate you. Because threats fly there, subtle threats also come there, very condescending. We are young generally in the union. So when you have these guys, I don't know what these young boys telling us. Because I will call you boys.
Yeah, to try and make it look small.
Yes, get that. So it's not easy having those concerns.
But to doctors, you're not boys. Because doctors, we have elected you.
That's why we also...
So we now look up.
And that's why we normally call their bluff. We're like, I don't care. You don't have to respect me as Miskella, but respect those who are behind me. You get that? So it was never easy, I won't lie to you. When I hear people talking about the fact that I will betray people, let me ask you, when you have half of the doctors already back at work, registrars trooping back to work, when you have people being fired, salaries being withheld, everybody's going back to work. Why do you want me to take 30 counties fired? Daktari. I'd rather deal with one case here, interns, because we knew we were going to win the internship. It's a matter of I can't comment about it. But the issue was that the CBO was legally binding. I'd rather deal with one case here, interns, than 30, 40 cases of doctors fired in 40 counties. So it was a decision that had to be taken. And I didn't choose as Miskellah or as Davji. This was a vote taken by the same advisory council. And we talked to the
who composes the advisory council?
Branch officials. Every branch has a treasurer, chairman, and secretary. So the three of them makes...
So from all counties.
So 10 branches. So that's 30. Plus the national members, so like 36. Is a vote that is taken. So...
But did these people go back to the ground and ask?
It doesn't matter which ground. There are the same people who are telling me that their members are crying, they have to go back to work. My phone, you used to call me that we have this letter, what do we do? How do we respond? We have been given this shock was. It was crazy. The pressure on the doctors. I'm so proud of the doctors that they could hold for 56 days. I'm eternally grateful for that. Because of that, certain things happened. But about the interns issue, the first time it was about just the posting. Then Nakomicha and her craziness, thank God she left.
Hallelujah to that.
Yes. Decides from nowhere that the only money she could get was some 2.4 billion. Yeah? So, but instead of her asking for more money, what does she do? She works backwards. See, they failed to budget for this thing. Trisha refused to add the money. Now she's like, this money I'll divide them amongst all interns. So she tells SRC, this is that maybe Kenyans have never known. She tells SRC that, help me, I'm stuck. I want you guys to give me to reduce intern's salary, but I don't know how to go about it. Then SRC tells her that Mengich, the CEO, that us, by the time we are paying these interns to 6, it was a job evaluation, it was a scientific method that gave these figures. We can't do it. You proposed to us figures. And a meeting was held in MOH, shared by Nakumicha, those PSs and accountants. There are 7 in that meeting.
Plus some doctors.
Of course, MOH has people. And they came up with the 7,000. And guys were in shock. People refused even to sign. Bring that letter here, let me sign it. She signed it and said, take it to SRC.
other people hadn't
then
signed.
SRC takes that letter, transposes it over into their own letterhead. Then now papa doesn't come from them. That's how that 70,000 came. Then now people tell telling you the negotiation rooms that we cannot talk about that internship. But SRC is independent. We can't interfere with their work.
Yet it's come from MOH.
Yes. Just a dishonesty. That's why I told interns that if they can't negotiate over that money, the only neutral arbiter anytime we fight is judiciary. When Raila feels slighted, he goes to judiciary. Same thing. If you feel wronged, you don't pick up arms or guns. We have disagreed about the CBA. Let's go to court. That's what we did. It was never about throwing anybody under the bus. It was about the only place we can have a fight.
So you're saying negotiations became a hurdle. It was impossible to negotiate.
Yes, because they said they cannot negotiate about SRC decisions. That's an independent commission. So I thought to give 100 days, they are not going to. President Ruto told us to our own phone that I cannot direct SRC. They're independent. You guys finish the strike, come, we see what you can do about it. That's when now we went to court.
So wait, but I remember you guys met the president before the strike was called off?
After we already talked before.
You had talked before. Then you met him later. Because there was a time you went to State House. From my recollection, you went to State House, then the strike ended.
Ruto, the president, had made it so clear that he was not going to meet us when the strike is on. Because in our hearts, we believe that if all these crazy people are not understanding what we are saying, because it was a common sense thing, then the president surely must understand. Even in 2017, when we disagreed with everybody, it is President Uhuru Kenyatta who stepped in and said, no, let them have that thing. Because in 2017, the argument was that they didn't have interns in the CBA. Then Uhuru said, no, what's the fight about? Let them have it. So now this time around, we felt like we have a president that maybe being a father figure, he will then finally, yes, akasema nyinyi malizeni strike mkuje.
Because there is allegations you talked about carrying 600 million in a bag.
Trust me.
And we know this country.
We
are not strangers in this
trust
country.
Me.
We were
Some
not born
claim
yesterday.
that we have bribed 6 million. Trust me.
Why you?
Trust me. If you were to accept some of the offers we had gotten, I would be in Cayman Islands with Russian girlfriends.
Maybe you're just waiting for
maybe I was in Cayman Islands.
Or maybe you were there.
Trust you me. Trust me. Saying that we are bribing 6 million is an insult.
How much are you bribed?
Because trust you me. Just know this.
Was it 5.5?
Just listen. Ears have not heard.
Or 5.9.
Just listen. Ears have not heard. Or neither have I seen. But what I know for sure is that it was never about the money. For us, we looked at it this way, that even if you take that money or you don't take that money.
So money was offered.
Money is offered in everything in this country. MPs are bribed every other single day in this country. In this country, why we are where we are, because we have men and women who have a price.
Yes.
In this country,
but they say everybody has a price.
You get that? Yes. But when the price you are paying is not the price of that million, it's about an intern not being able to pay their bills or sleeping hungry. That's too much a price to bear. Today I can console with Desiree's family with a pure heart and feel sorry for her because I know we have done our best and continue doing our best.
So you did not have a price.
If I had put money in my pocket, do you think I would be able to sit here knowing that my actions betrayed people?
But people have done that before.
Thank you. But not Miskella, not Davji. The reason why doctors put us where we are is because they believe that we are people, men of character. I can tell you that I also even left social media because I was like, of all the sacrifices we have put, to Davji almost getting killed, and it leads to 6 million. What is 6 million shillings? Our union is able to collect much more than that in a month. So if I wanted to be rich or to steal money, I'd rather just chew union doctors' money then in peace. Wow, what is 6 million, dude? What's 6 million? The car I drive is more expensive than that 6 million. My children's school fees alone is. Look here, I'm a new man.
Do you have a new car?
The car I am driving I bought 4 years ago. Because I knew that the moment I buy a new car when I'm the union, nitasema nimekula pesa yenu. Unaelewa? Yeah.
So you bought before the election.
Do you know why I always say this? In this life, you have to be very careful. Where I stay, the car I drive, at where I've lived even before I became the deputy SG. The only thing that changed in my lifestyle when I became deputy SG was the title. That changed is that I lost my job.
Kuongeza weight kidogo.
No. I was a nice chubby baby from days of your. So it was, yes. So it's not an issue. The only thing that I can say that doctors can accuse me of is that I have not offered myself my head on a tray as a sacrifice to them. But everything else, I lost my job. I work full time. I'm like, OBGY, trust me, I could make much more money probably just
seeing
doing
patients.
that. But I asked myself that if I don't do it, who will? Who will? Trust me that today, if Miskella is out of that union, where with the attacks and the insults that go on there, people will never want to take up those roles. It's a very, very thankless job. Every SG work there is a chitai. Ndio sijui amemaliza masters yake. Sacrifice for this union. Dr. Victor Nani, saizi ndio bado is still struggling because also the employers blacklist you. Mwachona tufanya na amekuja school juzi. Oh, look up now is jobless. It's a very, very thankless job. Oroko na to run his own clinic somewhere. Very, very thankless job. Let me lie to you. We know it, and we knew it when we were signing it that after this.
But then there are people who from the union they get into MOH with plum jobs.
Which one? But at the channel, we chased with the jail like a dog. When we got on strike, and then everybody took over and left him alone. He was cornered somewhere, cornered and threatened with death. He cut off the strike. What do I come to see? Akasema, this attack this job, let me pursue my dreams. He went into MOH. You get that? Yeah, that's the only person who works in MOH. Who else? Oluga gave us a successful strike. Then after that, he was sure that him mdomo yako unapia ukisema unataka hii kuja uifanye. And he's only employed almost 200 emos.
He did. Yes. He did a relatively good job.
Yes, he employed almost 200 emos in MOH. Be it how many hospitals in this city.
Okay. Speaking of a thankless job.
Yes.
You got this job in 2021?
2021 May.
By election.
Yes.
National election. And I remember I was doing my internship at the time.
We campaigned everywhere in this country.
Yeah, and I didn't see you guys come to campaign at my place, but
we campaigned everywhere. We were in Kakamega, we were in Kisumu.
I was in Makindu.
Oh, yes.
Did you come?
Yes. Makindu is this place that has a trauma hospital.
Yes. Right on the road. We
came and 10 p.m. we were from. I know we done Malindi, Kilifi, then we did Mombasa, we went to Portrees, then as we were coming up Mariakani, then we passed by Makindu. From Makindu, we went to Machakos to Kitui. Then from Kitui we went to Embu. I know we went to Makindu.
So you're saying we were they coalition?
We were a team, yes.
Two coalitions.
Yes, I was in Team Davji and I and Mercy and Ganatra and there was Magare and Kahura. On the other side was Mwachi and Theuri. There was Thuranira and who did they had? I think they had
the pediatrician, Kisumu pediatrician.
No. For deputy SG against me there was this Somali guy. Yeah. But they are all confused. There was somebody that Somali guy, there's some dentist in Vihiga who's now the chief officer. The dentist.
It's not the chief officer.
It's the director.
It's the director.
Yes. Then treasurer, they had the Lola Mola. So they had their lineup.
So there were two coalitions.
Yes, and our lineup won. We only lost the chairman where Magari lost and Mochi won. That's the only, but otherwise our lineup, all the five of us won. So we campaigned the whole country. It was not very easy.
Because at that time I remember there was Dr. Mbithi. He was the chairman
for Upper Eastern. Yes.
Yeah, and he was also
Eastern. Yeah.
What was he running for?
Chairman.
He was running for chairman.
Yes.
And I remember I talked to him, and he told me that he was going to court over this election of yours.
It's okay, bro.
What happened?
Let me tell you something. What
happened?
First of all,
did you guys Chebukati?
You know, first of all, we were the underdogs in that election. Remember that when they're forming the electoral commission, we were out. The guy who chaired the team, that the meeting that was made where the IEC or made, Thuranira was the one who organized that meeting, the DC in Olesereni. Two, the chairman for that team was Akoto, who was the deputy party leader to Osuri. They were buddies. We were the underdogs. They wanted to have a physical election, that is us.
So them, they were the deep state.
Yes. It is us who went to Labour Ministry and told that, please, let us have an online election. One, there's COVID. Two, doctors can't travel to come to vote. They all want to vote because we knew we were popular with the masses. So if you deny them to vote, then you have disenfranchised them. You get that? So like, let them vote online. But more important, that an online election has a digital footprint where I'm like, you can see.
You can trace it.
And we thank God because government had a candidate. Thought I was about to vie. He's my boy. He told me. It is the other minister, Kagwe, who wanted to vie. Thought I was a government a candidate. And they would renew as much. They were being funded by the people in government back then, in Uhuru's government.
So the election was free and fair.
Yeah, and for me, for whatever happened is that even when the election was done, finally, the next of the day, that result was shown immediately, and it beamed and showed you the won. So when some guys went to court, we were still young and naive. We were very young on these things.
You were doing your masters at the time?
Yes. Daktari was doing his masters, Mercy was doing his school. So these guys go to court. I was like, this nonsense. Because for a long time, KMPDU were like brothers. So we never thought we ever get upon we were fighting, right? So we dismissed it. This nonsense. We just ignore it. So we remember court. We never even filed anything in court. Those guys went to court TV, and the judge identified the election without even hearing what we had to say. So in the end, he said, hey, come on, serious things here. This is going to be nullified. And we tried fighting it, was too late. We had to do a second election, which thankfully we won. Of course, we lost some of our members, our brothers who had won, but we won. Doctors are still believing in us, and I can assure you that even after that one, they still tried destabilizing us, they tried forming another union, but that's all what under the bridge. The good thing that strike, in fact, the strike, when we used to threaten with a strike, some of them used to tell government that, don't worry, those guys can't call for a strike, they only have half of the union. But doctors know us, believe in us, and they listen to us. They know the voice of the shepherd vis-a-vis the voice of the fox. Get that? So they feel that I really thank our members for that honor. And I know right now from that strike we left stronger. The issue of the internship that has been very, very messy. But it is messy because you have a government that don't care. Let me tell you why. Somebody decides that they want to underpay MOs, dental officers and pharmacists. But they know they cannot underpay somebody who earning that salary. So what do? You underpay the intern. So you pay him 70 so that when he becomes an MO, the people 109. In fact, that offer was given to us. That take the 70 and I promise you we'll employ all of them after internship.
Which is a very tempting offer.
Then we ask them, but how much do you pay them as intern, as MOs? At 109. Told them, we don't have that offer.
Yeah.
Get that? That's the issue. We have a government that does not care. You cannot have a government that does not care. Then it's not blaming the government. Let me finish this point. Before you blame Miskella or Daktari, blame the government, bro. It's unfair for you to blame me. I'm also a victim of that government. Then of all the things you want to blame as a doctor is blame the victim.
There's something you mentioned when we were starting. You said that nobody's going to fight for us. It is up to us to fight for ourselves. So when you tell us to blame the government,
when you are saying fight for yourself, I didn't say fight yourselves.
Fight for ourselves.
Yes, because if you fight, when you fight KMPDU, when you fight Miskella, you're fighting yourself.
But then the thing is, if I feel that KMPDU is not delivering what I expect,
what do you consider? Let me ask you: does KMPDU collect taxes in this country?
No.
Does KMPDU sit in parliament? No. Do we sit in parliament to make budget?
Of course not.
Does KMPDU own any ministry of health?
Of course not.
So,
but KMPDU is elected by doctors.
Yes.
So as far as we are concerned, you are the semi-government of the doctors.
I don't sit in parliament when they are doing the budget. You can't blame me. Ask your MP. 1, 2. I don't sit in cabinet meetings. I don't just say your point. Ask your president. 3. I don't sit in MOH. Ask your minister. But more importantly is that the only power that I have as a KMPDU guy is to call for a strike.
Is that the only power?
Yes. Let me quote for you a labor lecturer who says that the only power that workers have against an uncaring employer, a greedy employer, is the power to withdraw their labor. You cannot pick up a gun.
Okay.
You cannot fire anybody.
All right.
You cannot withhold any salary. The only thing workers have is the power to withhold their labor.
Withholding labor, and every time we are going on strike as doctors, there's always the issue of ethical strike, issue of patients dying.
Forget about ethical strike.
It will always be there. Listen. It will always be there.
Bro, no. That's blackmail, and I will never allow people to tell doctors that. Do you know why?
Oh, why?
ILO has a document very clear on strike by essential workers. It says that while their workers might not go on strike because of the nature of their work, but when they have grievances, the certain conditions that must be met. First, the grievances must be fixed quickly, and any agreement reached must be implemented fully, so that they don't have to go on strike again. In this case, government didn't fix our strike quickly, didn't implement our CBA. They want to blame the victim. It's like telling somebody
blaming the victim.
You go to them because they a short dress. It is wrong. You can't blame doctors for abandoning patients when you don't pay them their salaries.
Exactly.
You don't pay their loans. You don't pay their salaries.
I do not disagree with the strike. Yeah. It's totally warranted for us to go on that strike that we went to, and even future strikes.
And we continue striking,
and it's good. But then my point is, this should be a last resort, because you're saying it is the only power you have.
So yes,
but we have power in.
I agree with you, but ask me. I've told you the story of the strike.
Yes,
I've told you we went to court.
Yes.
We won the court case. We sued them for contempt. We won that case. What else do you want? The only other option kama si strike ni koti. Which other one?
Kwanza leta ile nini fire extinguisher.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Because
let's
let me
take
ask
a
you.
break and come back.
Yes.
Let's take a short
keep on
break.
striking until the day government learns to listen to them. Strike inakuja pambele.
Tutayatend. Short break, we'll be right back.